Hi guys, welcome back. It's Tommy with another Starcraft Remastered replay cast from the South Korean ladder. Recent replays here as we have spawning in the upper right in the purple. It is Flash with his AK, with his barcode here, and his opponent who is spawning here in the lower right in the blue. It is also a barcode, so sadly I don't have any idea who this South Korean pro is. But yeah, let's just see what exactly is going to happen. On to once again a 4 spawning location map, and after many Terrans versus Protoss, finally I found yet another Zerg player here. We have of course the production tab here in the upper left part, and very soon we're going to be checking out of course the build order of the two pros. Should be a supply depot first here for Flash, but interesting enough he's actually moving out quite far outside of his base, so placing this supply depot here into this location. Sorry. So this once again indicates to us that he's going to wall off here and perhaps going to prepare a long macro oriented game. However, as you can see from the timer, it's quite a short replay, so this could actually get punished by the Zerg, as the Zerg is actually also already moving out here with his overlord straight towards the location from Flash. So let's just see exactly what the strategy from the Zerg is going to be. Second overlord is out. There we have the drones getting produced, and it looks like a pretty normal build order by him. I believe he's going to be going straight into hatchery first. Now his overlord is closing more and more towards the base here from Flash. There we have the scouting SCV, and he might see the overlord here. A great movement here by the overlord, bypassing this one SCV, as it is also a lucky scout here for Flash, so he's moving straight towards the location here from the Zerg. We should have a spawning pool and an extractor very soon being made here by the Zerg, so yeah, the pretty standard stuff for him. I believe his overlord will of course give him vision very soon about the intentions here from Flash to go for a expansion build order very soon. And yeah, in comes the overlord, sees of course the barracks, sees the SCV. There we have the SCV from Flash that sees of course the production here from the Zerg. So the pretty standard stuff. Still Flash decides to actually expand here into this location, not knowing of course about the overlord. And yeah, let's just have a look why exactly this game is so short, what exactly is going to happen, as some gas is already getting mined here for the Zerg. So it could be of course a transition into a tier 2 very soon. It could also be speed for Zerglings, could be a rush by the Zerg versus Flash with mass Zerglings, as Flash is pretty much walling off here. He might even try to place a bunker into this location just to give more security towards his expansion. And yeah, the SCV is still of course roaming around the main, as there is indeed a tier 2 upgrade going on here for the Zerg. Yeah, Flash sees everything. There we have the expansion producing the first drones, and it could be of course, like I told you, a transition very soon into some Mutalisk for the Zerg, as many Zergs really like to go into Mutalisk versus the Terran early on, just to harass the middle line, just to kill as many SCVs as possible. And Flash taking quite some damage here by the SCV, so a little bit of a miss micro by him, as the drone is still dealing more and more damage. So great micro here by the Zerg, and he might even be lucky to snap the SCV, so great control indeed. The drone taking down the scouting SCV, and with that I believe Flash might have to place another SCV towards the main from the Zerg, as he's going into another barracks here. So this will very likely be a mass bio build order here by Flash versus his opponent, as the first Zerglings are also moving out here for the Zerg. Marines already here to intercept, so the wall off is pretty much completed, as more and more SCVs are getting produced here for Flash. Let's have a look at the main from the Zerg. There we have the building. Indeed it is a spire here for him, so it's going to be mass Mutalisk versus the mineral line here from Flash, as Flash should of course very soon go into the engineering bay to fend this off. He's actually going for an academy first, and just to upgrade those Marines, and we have Steam of course, much needed upgrade for those Marines, as more and more Zerglings do gather here around towards the main entrance. Could this be a Zergling bust? Let's just have a look if indeed this is the plan from the Zerg. There's so many Zerglings, but there's Marines here, and more damage is actually being taken here by the Zerglings. Even FCVs have to be pulled, but there's 2 medics in the back, so of course Flash is going to be in a very good situation here, fending this off, and even deciding now to move out, so perhaps leaving this gap open. A little bit of a risky move by him, but let's have a look if there's any Sunkens here at home for the Zerg. So yeah, no Sunkens, just pretty much mass Zerglings here for him. There's still those 2 medics here healing those Marines very nicely, so giving more tankiness towards those Marines. In the end they will be sniped, but lots and lots of damage has been done, and now we even have fire bats versus the Zergins, and a great micro here by Flash, saving this one fire bat, as the Zergins will very likely try to bust here forward, but Stim has been done, so the Marines even more and more stronger, as a small group of fire bats with medics are moving here forward. Sadly here for the Zerg, he has no Sunkens. He's now producing the first Mutalisk, but in come the fire bats, and this could be quite deadly here. Even Stim is going up here for those fire bats. Those drones will take some damage. Lots and lots of mining time has been lost here, as the fire bats fastly running here towards the drone just to snip. And actually the drones could snap this one fire bat here, but yeah, the Zerg sadly doesn't realize this, as he's taking more and more damage. Finally, this should be cleared by the Mutalisk, so quite a great harassment here by Flash, and even saving this one firebat, but in come the Mutalisk, so he will be sniped in the end. So nice stuff here by both players, as the harassment will very likely commence now, as the Zerg is moving out with his Mutalisk straight towards the main entrance here. And let's have a look at the main. There are some turrets getting produced here by Flash immediately, so he's looking really good with his defenses versus the Zerg. So let's have a look. 3 turrets, one also almost getting finished here. The Mutalisk might try to attack here. Some Marines have been snapped, so great micro here by the Zerg as he's sniping lots and lots of Marines, so great pickups by him. More Marines are falling. A very good position here for those Mutalisk as he's moving forward just to snipe a couple of those SCVs, taking some damage out of the turrets, but still a great micro here as he's just checking out where exactly those Marines are hidden, and he might try to snap more Marines. There's the Stim, and let's have a look who is going to be the victor here. Great micro indeed by the Zerg, finding a good position for those Mutalisk in the air, not deciding interesting enough to attack those SCVs just by passing them. And of course there's so many turrets at home for Flash, as the harassment continues here, as more and more Mutalisk will be added for the Zerg, even flyers upgrades. We also have weapons one for the Marines. I believe range has also been done here for those Marines. We even have a factory now here for Flash, so it might be a transition into some tanks very soon by him. And yeah, the harassment continues here. More and more damage is being taken by the Mutalisk, but also 3 Marines have been snapped. So very nice situation here for both players, as still the Zerg keeps on guessing Flash where exactly his next move is going to be with his Mutalisk in the air. Tries of course to keep the Terran at bay here with his units, as he's just nicely microing them left and right. So yeah, Flash just clumping up his Marines together next to the medics, waiting of course for an attack, as more and more units will be produced. It's actually more and more Mutalisk here for the Zerg, and he might be lucky to get a good flank here versus the moving units here from Flash. Let's have a look if there's any Sunkens here. Still no Sunkens for the Zerg, so quite a risky gameplay here, as more and more Marines are getting added. Marines with actually upgrades here for Flash, as more Mutalisk will be handed here forward by the Zerg. It's actually already 10 Mutalisk here for him. Let's see if he's going to be lucky to once again snipe some Marines, as more and more Mutalisk are falling up here. But yeah, 1 Mutalisk has fallen, however 4 Marines have fallen here as well. More and more Marines will follow, so a great micro here indeed by the Zerg with his Mutalisk, as he's sniping group after group of Marines, also taking some damage, but in the end his Mutalisk count is still strong. 1 Mutalisk is quite hurt, but there's not that many Marines here being left for Flash, as more and more damage has been taken actually here for Flash. So it's nicely trying to kite those Marines back and forward, but in the end more and more damage has been taken here by him. Perhaps Flash should have stayed back at the cover from his turrets, but he decides to play it more aggressively here, moving on more out into the front of the main, so perhaps to harass the Zerg more quickly here, and perhaps even move out towards his main. But still pretty much just medics now being left here for him, as reinforcements do pull here forward. We do have a double starport for Flash, and with that I believe actually it's Valkyrie, so no science vessels for him, straight Valkyries versus those Mutalisk in the air. This be the winning move here by Flash, as the Zerg is dealing actually more and more damage towards his base, snapping more and more of those Marines. So let's see what those Valkyries can do versus the Mutalisk here. Still a large force of Mutalisk here. More and more Mutalisk are actually getting added here by the Zerg. Still, the Zerg has no other expansion. This has been scanned by Flash right here, and very soon there are the Valkyries, and with that great damage can be dealt here towards those mutants. The Zerg still stays around here, but I believe he has to pull back as quickly as he can. Great position for those Valkyries, and with that the game is now pretty much over as the Zerg actually decided to GG out. So yeah, quite an aggressive move here by the Zerg, pretty much throwing everything he has towards the opponent, but in the end Flash just patiently waiting and just adding more and more of those Valkyries just to counter the Mutalisk. Still very aggressive gameplay here by the Zerg, but in the end, sadly for him, his Mutalisk harassment didn't really make a difference. He did of course snipe a couple of Marines, some medics have been sniped as well, but in the end the important bases from the Flash, the SCVs, haven't been sniped, and with that Flash is able to take this game. Quite a interesting and a fast game, of course. The defense from Flash looking very strong, and now of course those Valkyries were the great counter towards, the best counter actually towards those Mutalisk. So yeah, interesting game. Of course the Zerg had no defenses at home, so the Marines and the Valkyries would of course been great. And yeah, sadly for the Zerg, his Mutalisk harassment didn't really work out this time versus Flash. Still a good game. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Tommy signing out.